Good
Hey.
morning.
What's up, Serge?
Hey, Adam,
Big
welcome back.
Serge. Thank you.
Hope you had a great vacation. And
Did.
I think I need to wear a baseball hat moving forward. I need to match up with you guys.
Hey, don't do that at a conference though, because I wore one at a conference recently, and somebody made some mean comments about it.
What'd they
Really?
say? What
You look
happened?
good in those hats.
They were just
Those
like
hats
that.
are cute.
You should know when to wear a hat and where not to wear a hat. I'm like, dude, come on.
Come on, give me a break.
So rude.
My move is I wear no hat on day one, and then day two I
Just
don't
all
give a shit.
downhill.
I'm being
Yeah,
my
it's all
authentic
down here.
self.
Yeah,
You
day
can't
one
vote.
I show up, I'm all proper pause, and then day two I'm slumming it.
Serge, you could do whatever you want. All right?
I can do okay. I'll be wearing a
What's
hat
happening,
for the
man?
next conference, and the next week's show I'll have a hat. Danielle, that looks great on you.
Yeah, where's
I
my
agree.
hat?
Not all
actually
girls
slays.
could pull off hats, and she's doing
No.
a great job there. Well,
Amazing.
ladies. Sorry, ladies.
You are right, but let's jump into the HR weather because we've got storm clouds incoming for companies that are posting jobs with unrealistic expectations of qualifications, but also for candidates who are applying for jobs that they're not qualified for. So, first of all, let's define what not qualified is and also underqualified. So, underqualified generally means that you have most of the qualifications. So, say there's 9 qualifications that are listed on the job ad and you have 6, yeah, you should definitely be applying for that job. But not qualified is when you have 1 or 2, and I think we've all made this mistake, especially early in our career, that we see a job ad and we have 1 or 2 of the qualifications, and we're like, oh, I'm pretty smart. I think I can learn the rest. Don't do that. Despite what you've been advised, don't do that. There's also the advent of AI tools applying for hundreds and thousands of jobs. And honestly, I'm not sure if that's what's causing the major challenges that we have right now with so many not qualified candidates applying for jobs. Like just in the last month, I have seen a Walmart cashier. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong in being a Walmart cashier, but with no background or experience in engineering applying for an engineer role. I've also seen a chiropractor apply for a machinist role. Obviously, very specialized skill set, both of them, but I just don't think they're transferable skills in any way. But who's the villain? Because companies have been posting unrealistic job expectations of qualifications for years. Like we have all seen the job ads that you need 3 to 5 years experience for an entry level role. So for a better forecast, let's do this. Can companies start posting jobs with realistic expectations of the qualifications? And for candidates, please stop applying for jobs that you're not qualified for. You're just wasting your time and you're creating unwanted noise. So, for a better forecast, let's do that. But also, that is the stormy weather that we're having right now. So, let's get back to the panel. What do you guys think?
Take.
You find, yeah?
But I agree with you. As I think that there's a lot of noise in the pipeline. I think that with so many folks out of work, I think that people are applying to jobs that they may not be qualified for. They're taking their shot. And should they really give a crap about everyone else? They should worry about themselves, and maybe they'll get through there. But the problem is they're part of the problem. They're
Yes.
flooding the pipeline. And then you layer on the technology. A lot of these AI auto apply where it's scraping your profile and you're setting parameters for it. It's just auto applying to jobs that, again, you may not be qualified for because you're opening the aperture there. But once again, sending too many logs down the flume, we're clogging it up.
But
Hence
if all
log
the
jam.
if all the advice on the internet is saying like, oh, it's a numbers game, like apply to as many jobs as possible, then what do you
But
do
is that
with
the right
that?
advice, Danielle? Because
I
all
don't
these people,
I don't
we're
know. Is
seeing
it
people
Joel?
applying
Is
for
Look,
1,400 jobs.
I tell people, look, it's that's like saying there's different ways to skin a cat, right? Like it's in sales, okay?
You skin
In
cats?
in sales, you can send out 3,000 cold emails, and you might get a 1% response rate and get 30 new opportunities to sell. Or you could be really strategic, and you could maybe make 30 connections in
Right.
person on a connect.
Social
Be
selling.
really personalized and still get the same results.
right?
I would say for most jobs, look, I think it is a numbers game. I think the exceptions would be maybe executive jobs. I think if you've got some sort of untraditional path, maybe you need to try that.
But
But
not in
look,
this market, man.
you got to do what you got to do because I'm seeing every single job seeker that I've spoken to who's gotten a job quickly. They've said, I just applied to a ton of jobs. I tried to get in early, and I just played the numbers game. And the
It's
people who
just fact.
don't,
It is what it is.
if you tell me you applied to 20 jobs and you haven't heard anything back, I'm going, mate, 10 of
But
those jobs were fake.
another thing that I do want to bring up here is that, women are less likely to apply to a job that they
Yeah.
don't
I've seen
meet
this.
all the qualifications for. So if you're a woman and you're listening to this and you're looking for a job, don't listen to Serge. I'm just kidding.
Well, no,
No,
but there's a
but
difference between underqualified and not qualified,
no,
and, like,
Right.
the
100%.
research with
There,
women
yeah,
shows that they need all 9 of the qualifications, and I'm saying don't do that. If you have 6,
Yeah.
7, yeah, apply for the job, but if you have 1,
one
I
or two.
my,
don't
my
apply.
my rule of thumb is around 75% because I think that's going to
Okay.
increase your chances. Because us recruiters on the other side who are reviewing applications, we really do. I could take a look at a resume in 6 seconds or less and see if that person's qualified. Because it's such a high volume, I have the ability and the advantage to look for the best of the best.
You got to think, you're not looking for like who you think can do the job. You're looking
No,
for who
who
you
has
think
done
the
it.
hiring manager is going to think is
Exactly.
qualified.
Yes.
Not
This
who
is-
I think is a recruiter. It's a hiring manager.
And that's what the
Spot
thing
on.
that people miss, man. It's like hiring managers are they'll be like, all right, make sure they've got, this software, not this software. And if they worked at this company, no, I don't really like that. And it's like hung up on tiny things. As a recruiter, you know that. And
Yeah.
so that's who you're looking for. You literally, it's not even what I think, because I think actually the truth is within 6 months to a year, you could probably train people on most jobs.
Mhm.
But companies, they don't have the bandwidth. They don't want to pay for it. There's
Yeah,
a risk associated with it.
especially now.
And in this
Well,
market, why would they take that risk?
that's really a good point because we're seeing that there is way less bandwidth for hiring managers or companies to spend time training, as it was the expectation 20, 30, 40 years ago. Everyone was hired pretty junior and they came
Mhm.
up the ranks, right? Like you
Yeah,
That's
got
what
to do your
happened.
job, you got trained. That's
that's
not
what we
happening
talked about
anymore.
last week. When we had Mervin on, we were talking about the differences between when you graduated, when he graduated, and when you graduated now,
Yeah.
and it's completely different. There's
Like, there were
no such
dinosaurs
thing as
walking
a
around.
8-month training program.
No,
No, I mean
doesn't
some of the big
exist.
companies still have that a little bit, right? Some of the
Yeah.
larger enterprise level companies out there, but it's a whole new world and it's a whole new game. And the hiring process isn't changing. I don't see resumes going away
No.
anytime soon because you need to have some kind of document. But the problem is, it doesn't show your aptitude, attitude, and ability.
I do want to clarify though too. It's a balance. Like I think you got to apply to a lot of jobs, but I think they got to be the right jobs. What I
Correct.
do not advocate is if you're just going easy apply, easy apply, easy apply. You got to look at the job description and then look at the first 4 bullet points in a job description. Look at the vernacular that's being used, and you will see there's a chance if it's a junior recruiter, they're probably going to use the keywords, and those 4 bullet points at the top will reflect what they care about. If they use the word analysis 6 times, you better make sure you got analysis on your resume. That takes time to check that stuff.
But isn't that a challenge too? Because what I've noticed is all the resumes are looking almost identical, and it looks like they're
Mm.
qualified at first glance, right? Like just how their resume is structured and it's geared towards exactly those skill sets or those qualifications. Then you dig in deeper, you're like, wait a second, like I'm not
Well,
sure that's
Well, that's what an
exactly what you
interview is
mean here.
for.
Well, that's why I'm leaning towards some of this AI screening technology because that's a good solution for it. Like if you got
Yeah.
1,400 applicants and then everybody's guaranteed a 20-minute screening call with AI,
Oh God.
then you've got to answer it. But the problem is now there's a tool called Final Round AI, which will actually have AI on the interview with you, telling you what answers to give. But eventually, like you're gonna come in contact with a human being that's gonna go,
Yeah, I'm gonna
"I'm
school you
calling
on
you
that.
on this. What project did you work on?"
Yeah.
I
Eventually, you have to do the job, right?
Once
And
you have to
that is
show versus tell.
fake it till you make it, though, right?
fake it till you make
Worst
it.
advice ever
Well, it's
created.
worked for you, Joel. You've made it, so keep doing what you're
I'd be
doing.
curious how many minutes on average you recommend someone spend applying to a job.
Well, I think that's depending on what tech they're using there. Some of them import and purge pretty quickly.
Well, the thing I
Oh,
don't
you mean
get is
reviewing,
how many
Danielle?
jobs.
No. If we're talking about applying to jobs,
Yeah.
how many minutes should it take you to apply to a job?
Does that include researching the company and really
No,
looking
she's
at
saying
the
like
job
the actual,
description?
like a
Like the
workday
actual
application,
replying?
right?
It should take you no longer than a minute.
Yeah.
or 2.
Well, there's a lot of data that any job that is takes more than 5 minutes to apply, 90% drop off of candidates.
But that's
But
the
to
ones
your
you should apply to then if you're going to reverse engineer the process.
Ooh.
yeah, really good point.
Who is going to spend a little bit extra time on those longer ones? They're going to get in, right, Joel?
No, it's like that story where the guy's like, all right, come to the interview, and then 5 people go, and then after 1 hour, there's only 3 people left. After 2 hours, there's only 2
Exactly.
people left, and after 19 hours, the one guy's left, and he got the job because the real interview was who could sit there the longest. And it went viral on LinkedIn. That story has
Loyalty.
gone viral.
So
Yeah,
dork.
yeah. Definitely don't do that.
I don't know. Look, I agree with you. I think it's quality, and I also do think
Oh, man.
companies are asking way too much
It's
nowadays.
very ick.
But it's all good. We'll find
Well,
them.
it's an employer market, right?
what,
And that
Anna?
flips. Like that's going to flip again where they can't have candidates go through the process that they're asking right now.
No.
There's got to be
Agreed.
a better way. There has to be a better way, and we're going to find that better way. Serge, let's keep it shiny. Let's keep it bright.
Thanks,
Let's keep it
Serge.
warm. And we want to thank you
Serge.
so much for your weather report as always. And we
Season
look forward to
3.
catching you next week.